Here we go. He's getting the car up for me. I'm gonna throw some gloves on so I can be cool like a mechanic and start getting stuff done. I took a bunch of stuff home from work. There we go. There are the goods. Exhaust manifolds, that new valve cover is going in. Just a regular wrinkled black one. It's not even painted that great, but this is not a show car. You can see my new flat screen stereo for my 2000 and some new speakers going in. Obviously not in here because these are professionally magnetically mounted to the side of the car. All right, here coming into focus. Dropping out that drain plug. So this is my current valve cover. It's fine, but I'm having a leak through down here on my cam cap. It looks like it's coming from right here. I don't think it's from my VTEC solenoid or from in between here, like sometimes happens. So I'm not gonna show you how to change the oil because that's should be pretty cut and dry. But I'm gonna change to one of these. There's not really a difference. Probably whichever one's paint's better. I think this one looks better to me because I don't feel like painting it. And so yeah, it's gonna switch from one to the other. All right. As we get further into this project, we get to find more and more fun stuff. I thought it was gonna be two things, zero down there. Also swap my drain plug because the one that was in there was pretty rounded. So we got a new one in there and a new crush washer. This is this cylinder. This is that cylinder. I'm assuming that once we get all these valve cover gaskets changed, we should eliminate those problems. And that's what's causing my check engine light. I'm not 100% sure though, but we are gonna find out. All right, everything's looking pretty good in there. I can definitely see the difference. That cylinder and that cylinder, oil was getting past, I'm hoping, those seals into there, while these ones were holding strong. So hopefully it's gonna work out better when we put the new ones on. But everything's looking pretty clean in here. Just gotta take a bunch more stuff off to get to this stupid cam cap so we can change it. All right, things are coming along. We're cleaning these up. I'm pulling the spark plugs to let these bad boys drain. They seem all right, as far as I can tell, if I get that to focus. But I got them all clean. Then, just looking at the cam cap, and it's like, wow, we did not change that. Well, now we will. All right, it's time. Everything here is all cleaned up. I realize now, when we got this motor swap, it was like $200 or $400 for like the complete thing. It was missing like the exhaust manifold and the intake manifold, but it had the transmission and everything. And so I don't think we did much besides put on new spark plug wires, a distributor, and spark plugs, and said, hey, it's good. Dropped it in, fired it up the first time. Water was blowing out the water pump, so then we replaced the water pump, and this thing has been pretty much trouble-free since then. Once we got in here and we got to that cam cap like I showed you, it was all coming apart. So we got a new cam cap we're going to drop in there, a new gasket. We're going to re-torque these down to spec, so that's all ready to go. And then hopefully this thing should run perfectly. Pulled out the spark plugs in, I want to say 2 and 4, 1 and 3. I don't know which way it goes, but pulled out the spark plugs for that, let the oil drain down from there. Wanted to spread out some brake cleaner. Don't have any brake cleaner, so we're hoping that gravity will take care of that. And now it's all going back together. And look what I found. I found a replacement set of these. I think I'll replace all of these, not just because it'll make it more shiny, but because I thought it was a good idea to use an impact when I put this piece on that holds the valve cover, and I snapped it off the very first day I put them on. And so I have this partial set I got for cheap, and I will replace this one with that one, and that should fix that one problem at least. I wish I could go back to stock ones, but this is what we have for now. Perfecto, that's the easy part. The new gasket goes in. The new seals are gonna go in. And then a ton of silicone is gonna go in. Not that much, a very modest amount, but enough to make sure that everything is seated properly and doesn't leak out. Then we'll see it again when this is all together. All right, it's already looking better. Made sure to put some silicone on these, on the other side of those, to make sure those stuck and they don't have that same leaking problem. And of course in those spots where it always leaks. Now I need to go through and put all that fancy hardware back on and get the spark plugs back on. And then we'll have to let it all dry. I think some sort of combination between my inability to throw things away. I'm glad that I found this whole other set. Look how shiny these things are. JDM Sport. Made in China. That's cool though. And Zero came out with this really cool tool I've never seen before. Guess they don't make this anymore. It's by Mac, but it let me put the spark plugs back in because I was putting the spark plug wires back in, and all of a sudden I realized that I still had those two spark plugs out, number 2 and 4. I learned that this side is 1, 2, 3, and 4. Closer to the distributor is the highest number, and then it goes down from there. Who would have known that? All right, this bad boy's coming down. I think we'll take it all the way through to starting it. Yeah, I got all the new hardware back in there. So all these have bolts. This one, I couldn't find a washer for it, so I'm gonna look for it. I might just put the screw on there, but that's not really holding anything besides this cover. But yeah, it looks super clean. I don't mind them. I like the gold accent. That was part of the theme. Was supposed to be gold and I guess black. Yeah, so when we got this thing down, we'll get this fired up. But yeah, so like I said, I went to my work and picked up a bunch of stuff. You know what I mean? So I brought home things like that B16 intake manifold, GSR manifold with the throttle body. Yeah, so I'm super stoked. Now I gotta unload all this stuff so my car can be light and nimble. And I probably won't show you guys taking it for a test drive. You know what a Honda feels like. But I definitely want you to hear how this sounds. All right, everything's back together, and let's fire this thing up, see how it sounds. I don't know if all that smoke was immediately apparent, but in draining those spark plugs, they get drained, all that oil drained into the cylinder, and when it fired up, it seemed like it shot it all out of the back. I think in a few minutes when it finishes warming up and we take it for a test drive, it should be all good. Well, everything turned out good. Got out of my neighborhood, tried to be polite to my neighbors, and we just got on it, and just a cloud of black smoke as all that oil cleaned out. But it should be all good now. That's it for this video, but we're gonna go in there off camera, and my VTEC's not kicking in on the GSR. It kicks in 2 stages. One's around like 44 or 4800. There should be like that initial VTEC, and there should be like a later one that kicks in. This is not doing either, and so it's redlining me at, I'm hitting rev limiter, it's like 6,500, which I am not enjoying because it should go all the way up. And so we're definitely going to figure that out right now and check the transmission to see how the fluid is. All right, until next time.